Chaplains are an interesting group. You have chaplains that are in police forces, fire departments, the military, hospitals. And my internship while at DTS was serving as a hospital chaplain, Dallas area hospitals, and hospitals that did not have a full-time chaplain on staff. So I would make rounds, working with the other chaplains, and visit with patients, and really being in a ministry of presence for those folks, someone to talk they can talk to, another part of the care staff of the hospital, make sure that they're doing okay psychologically, physically, and of course provide prayer and any kind of encouragement and hope. And quickly found out that hope is the big thing to always to end with, as one of the chaplains expressed to me. He said, Keith, always leave them with a sense of hope, and that's so key. So that's what the chaplaincy was about. And as far as God showing up in all kinds of different ways in that experience, just being, and it was really eye opening that it was just being present with people and waiting for the Holy Spirit to show how to help, how to encourage, and how to pray for folks. It was not about extensive teaching and biblical knowledge. The emphasis was very different. So it was very rewarding, and God showed up in amazing ways during that. And in terms of lanes, but as far as that, as a parachurch organization, it's a little different than the others that I've served in, because a chaplain is trained in theology, we've been to seminary and ordained typically, and they're very clear on that. There's kind of a pastor, but their church is kind of changes by the day in a sense of whoever they're meeting with that day. They're not shepherding a local church, and they don't have that responsibility, that scriptural role. So they kind of have a feet in both camps in a sense. And the chaplains I worked with, in my own experience, it was very clear that we were liaison to the local church, that if people did not may have not been in contact with their church, we can help them make that contact and bring in their pastor, their minister. There are some interesting cases where I heard chaplains performing church services at the hospital, in a sense a service. I guess it wasn't a church service, a chaplain service of worship and teaching, and perhaps even giving one of the sacraments. So I think that's a topic that could be looked at theologically, scripturally, and as far as where is that line. The ordinances were given to the church of baptism and communion, or the sacraments. So as an ordained pastor performing the role of a chaplain, is that something they ought to be doing? I think it's an interesting topic for discussion within the parachurch, within a parachurch focus.